Hello, hello. It's Sara Oehler from softflexcompany.com. I'm going to be candidly open. We had a guest today, Juliana from Jewel Tool, and she had to cancel at the last minute. So I have absolutely no clue what I'm going to be doing today. But, I always somehow make it work. So I'm sure today will be no different than all the other days when I had no idea what I was going to be doing. But I figured I have a couple of boxes here that I've received. I thought it would be fun to open them with you because I haven't opened them. I have one from JTV. I'm going to be going live on JTV, I think, next month. And they sent me a box of goodies to make with. So I was going to open that. I have a package from Cassandra Spicer with some of her seed bead mixes, I believe. So we're going to open that. I was super hoping that my package from Softflex would arrive today. I have one from Abby at the bead place too. So we'll open that up and take a look as well. And then I just thought we could also relive our beautiful day with the Galentines. I think the event was probably one of my favorite all-time events that we have done here at Softflex Company. Let me click over here. Hi. Yeah, I think it was one of my favorite events we've ever done at Softflex Company. It was so much fun, so much creativity, such a vast difference between all of the designers, not only where they were located, but what they were making. And I thought that was a lot of fun and really interesting. I learned a lot. I made a lot, as you just saw. So I was going to take a look at some of the things that I made. I have some leftover beads. Maybe we'll make something with that. Maybe we'll make something with one of these items in the boxes. But I think we'll have a good time regardless. I hope you're all doing well today. I feel like this has been just this beginning of the year has been wild. We have been so busy. We're shorthanded. It seems like I don't know if, they always talk about Mercury is in retrograde. It seems like there's a lot of miscommunications. There's a lot of folks that are having a hard time. And I just, I don't know. I feel like it's seeping into me a little bit. I was telling Kristen I might need like a mental health day to just walk my dog and, not take the kids to softball or any of their activities and have no schedule, no plan. But I think it'll all work out okay. Oh, Judy's asking, what was my favorite thing in Tucson? Ooh, it wasn't the prices. I can tell you my least favorite thing in Tucson. My favorite thing was seeing my friends, of course. That was the best. My favorite thing that I purchased for myself were probably the rings from the Afghani trader that we worked with. He was super nice, and he had really beautiful, very wonderful rings that Kristen and I both picked up. Honestly, some of it was very underwhelming. I know one of my favorite things we're launching this week. TierraCast has a new product line. It is the Faith line. And we are getting it all loaded, and we have Tracy Proctor joining us on Friday. So we'll be taking a close look at it. I'm happy to see you too, Anissa. I think I did see the necklace you made. Was it from Galentine's? Oh, I totally need a spa day without schedules. Susan, that is the question of the hour. We will not have a booth next year, but I am actively planning a special in-person event. And that's all the beans that I can spill about it. But you know me, I will give you a save the date as soon as I have everything like really rock solid and I know exactly what's happening, when it's happening, and where it's happening, which I'm getting close to. You'll get a save the date notice. And so if you're going to Tucson next year, you can plan your trip in order to join us for that very special event. Yes, we have something brewing. Oh, good. I hope I get to see you. That will be so much fun, Susan. Yeah, I think it's going to be really fun. I have something really good in mind. Oh, good. Myra says she's having fun deciding what to make with all her goodies. I love that. That's awesome. Judy, I did try to adopt Nile, but sadly he had to go home to his own parents. They love him too dearly. But he is always an honorary member of the Oehler clan. He has played air hockey with my little girls. He's gotten through a whole dinner with my family. That alone is a challenge with like a 3-year-old at the table. And he did it with such grace. So yes, he is an honorary family member for sure. Oh, I wanted to note for those of you who didn't know about the Zoom that happened, it was basically a test run. And it went really well. We had a really nice time. So if you're buying the Wonderland kit, we will be planning a Zoom meetup that is for anyone who has the kit only. So make sure you get that kit in hand so you can get your Zoom link. It'll be mid-March. And we'll be releasing the date once we get a little closer to reveal day. Let's see what Mona says. I saw your husband was driving you and your beautiful children. I've been out of everything, been sick. Oh, I'm sorry you've been sick. I know a lot of people came home from Tucson sick. Some people looked at me like I was wildly crazy, but I wore my mask pretty much anywhere indoors. And I know it's not popular and, people don't even want me to talk about it, but I didn't get sick and so many other people got sick. So I feel really good about the decision. I'm okay with it. Like, I really didn't want to come home with everybody sick. And it's already hard to be on a trip with your family without having that additional layer of difficulty. Yes, Carmen, you need to go order the kit. I think we're almost out of the chocolate kiss design kit, or did we actually maybe even sell out of it? I know Tracy will be opening one on Friday, and then we'll be looking at their new product line, which in fact, I bet they have released on their website. Let me look. If they've released it, I'll show you what we're bringing in. It's in transit for me. It's coming to my house right now. Yes, they released it. Okay, let me see if I can share this with you. Share screen. Well, let me make sure I'm not logged in first. No pricing showing. Okay, that would just be my luck today. I've been doing all sorts of things quickly, and then I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Okay, we can take a look. All right, look at this. So they have a new product line that is based on faith, and they were covering some pieces of faith that they didn't already have incorporated into their product line. So they already had lots of symbols for things like Buddhism, for Judaism, but they didn't have a lot of specific symbols for Catholicism, which they have incorporated in here. And then there's also some new Muslim symbols. I think there's a Hindu, just like another peace stub option. I mean, lots of different things. And so this was a little, this is a little tricky, in our world right now. When we're in such a divisive climate, I know some of my friends out in the bead world weren't quite sure if this was going to be a good match for them. But I decided that I was just going to embrace it, fully. And I brought in some of their older pieces as well as some of their newer pieces. so that I feel like we're covering a big array of different religions. I am baptized Catholic, and so I really love the Sacred Heart symbol, especially. I think it's really beautiful. I think the crucifix is really lovely. That's very specific to Catholicism. And, but there's also, I think we ordered like a general cross for other Christian faiths. And then, we also ordered some Stars of David. We ordered some Buddhist symbols, pretty much everything. And so it is that's what I think, Myra. I love that too. It shouldn't. Yeah, that's what I think too. I think it's just one of those things that, it's like religion and politics, and maybe even masking is on that list these days, where if you talk about it, it can be a little tricky. So, it can be difficult. But I felt like if we're being inclusive of everybody and there's a little piece for hopefully most people, then it would be a really, really lovely thing to add to our website. And so that's where we're at. I see Kristen says, I'm looking forward to these. I've been reconnecting with Buddhism in the last year. That's beautiful. Yeah, the Buddhist pieces that I ordered are really quite lovely. I love that, Brenda. So we are working on launching these on Friday. I don't have the full line that's here, but I have quite a few of these pieces. And then I have some other pieces that I cherry picked from their older line as well. Oh, Joyce, great question. When will you be sending out the pre-order for the Tucson box? The Tucson box includes some items from this TierraCast launch. And I won't tell you which, but that's what we were waiting for, I believe. So I think it's getting packaged up and it should be shipping out shortly. So we're on it. We're working hard to get those together, but I wanted to make sure I was able to include some brand new things that I saw in Tucson that I thought were really special, that I know will be fun for you to get into your hands really quickly and start using them. I know, Brenda, I really like those post earrings too. I wish I remember if I ordered them. I almost feel like I did because we don't have very many post earrings. And I thought that was so pretty. Yeah, no problem. Well, this is nice. We can kind of catch up because I don't have a guest today. I have plenty of other things to talk about, right? One other thing I wanted to show you while I'm already doing this, let me click over to the website as well and show you what we got going on there, because we got a pretty sweet deal happening. Oh, and we're hiring. This is true as well. We need an entry-level inventory specialist to help me with procurement. But this is what I wanted to show you. Buy one, get one 50% off any 2 multicolor trios. And so that's a good deal. Buy one, get one 50% off. So you'll put 2 in your cart, and they can be 2 different colors from this category, and one will automatically be marked down 50% off. And I was going to just go through this list and show you a few of the colors. So if you're still in a Valentine mood, we've got Be My Valentine. This is one of our oldest trios. And I think it's so pretty. It's got the pink rhodochrosite, the spinel, and then some pink tourmaline. This one, Bloom, I think was based on maybe like a summer, midsummer market TGBE kit. It's super pretty. It actually, the picture doesn't quite do it justice. It's very pretty in person. This is one of our new additions, Chocolate Kiss, that just went up just recently. Cornucopia, if you like those fall, muted colors. This can be also pretty, this palette mixed in with like our turquoise or our purple to give it just a little bit more depth. If you wanted to add a a trio that has bright colors, and then get this one to have your more muted colors. Dark Heart, which is black and garnet and pink tourmaline. This was one of our kits for Valentine's. I don't, maybe a couple years ago now. This is one of our most popular trios, the Egg Hunt, perfect for upcoming spring and of course Easter. Elegant, Fall Masterpiece, Festival of Lights, Fireworks, Foxy Lady, lots of options, Golden Gate. So go through the list. You'll see that's half the list, or that's a third of the list. It's a lot of different mixtures. So let me see. One of my favorites is that mermaid one. Where is that one? Mermaid Lagoon. Let's look at this one. I love this one. Another really popular one is Serenity. Look at that one. Anyway, I wanted to let you guys know that was happening. You can find that at softflexcompany.com. And again, look for those new products coming up on Friday. We're loading them up now, so it won't be long. It won't be long before we're able to sell them. Oh, good. Oh no, Robin, you can always email them and let them know you want to add to their order. They are pretty fast though, so you got to get on it quickly. I swear, you put in an order and they're like out the door. I know, Kristen. Once upon a time, my coworkers were like, Sarah, are you going to discontinue any of these trios? And I was like, no, they're all beautiful. And the more options, the better. So you can thank me for that long list of options. They only get discontinued when one of the colors runs out. And I like that. I just think there's, it's fun to go through the list and find the perfect option for you. Let's see what Judy has to say. Do you have some new things coming up with Nile or Jules from Jewel Loom? Jules was supposed to be here from Jewel Loom today, and unfortunately, she and Trisha were unable to make it and unable to reschedule. So I'm not too sure. I don't know. I don't know if we'll be scheduling with them in the future. I'm not sure what happened. There seems to be maybe a conflict about using the loom, or I don't really know. So I don't know. I hope so. I enjoyed working with them and I loved their loom. So we'll see what happens. You never know. Okay, so let's take a look over here and then I'm going to unbox some things and we'll check it out. So last week we had our Galentine's event. It was a 5-hour beading event. I actually made a thing with Christy Friesen, but one of my daughters already stole it as a keepsake box. I wonder if it's out on the table. Hold for a second. Okay, so one of my daughters had a crisis last week. She lost her seashell that we had found down by on our beach that's by our house. She either lost it or she broke it. I can't remember. And it was the day after I made this with Christy at the Galentine's event. And so I took her to my little jar of seashells and I said, you can pick whichever seashell you want to replace it. She picked this one. And then she said, well, how will I keep it safe? So I don't lose it, doesn't get broken. And I remembered I had just made this special little jar. And so I went in and got it for her. And it is now the seashell holder. Okay, which I think it just made it so much more special. So she has taken it on as her own, which I love. So I saw that Kristen used this same material on Monday to make some connectors, which were really, really beautiful. If you missed that live, make sure you go back and watch it. We have some more of this epoxy sculpt, I believe, still available on the website. Is that right, Kristen? I can't quite remember. What I loved about Christy's demonstration is she talked a lot about just thinking about your design on a whole, but just kind of going with it, just mushing it in there and making it all work. And these are just little bits of craft wire shoved in there and some of the leftover beads from my kit. Like, it really couldn't have been easier. And it dried really easily. And then the jar itself is one of the bead jars that came with the Jesse James beads in it. So that was pretty nice too. Yeah, so we did that. I did this piece along with Kristen's. So I took this cute little rose and added it onto the copper heart. And I think that worked really well. And then I added like a little bit of glitter glue, I think, on the top, just to give it even more interest. But that was a lot of fun. These blanks can be used in so many different ways. So I'm excited to see how you guys all use yours. And then I just did a long thing of soft flex at the back end. Oh, good. We have a few left of the epoxy sculpt. If you guys want to check that out, you can still grab that at softflexcompany.com. This one was interesting. It actually started off as a wrap bracelet. So I was trying to, do something I could wrap multiple times around my wrist and then connect. And I love it as a wrap bracelet. But then when I laid it out, I loved it even more as an asymmetrical necklace. And that wasn't my intention, but it's just kind of what happened. And I think it just works really well. It looks really pretty. I love the chain in the back. I'll definitely wear it both ways. It actually kind of matches my bracelet today. Now that, I guess this is gold and this is silver, but similar colorway. So I made that one. That one I made with, who was I designing with on this one? I think it was Kay from Star Speeds. And if you missed it, she and Nilay teamed up at the beginning of the week, and they have a really nice video together. Oh, and then this one I made with Jem. I loved this. She taught us this little link here, and you can use it as an earring, but I decided to use it as a connector in the middle of my bracelet, and I think it just worked really well. And then I made my own little copper toggle for the end, and I thought that was really fun. I like that too. Jody said, I love that wrap bracelet. Have to try that. Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting, and it's fun that it can switch into a necklace too. Jody said that Christy mentioned keeping scraps of wire like soft flex and adding them to the epoxy. And she loves this tip because she hates wasting the wire. Yeah, I mean, I think the craft wire or the beading wire can be so handy for that. And it does make a really interesting texture and pattern that I would have never dreamed up without Christy's help. She's so smart. And then you can even make little shapes and add those in. And that epoxy sculpt, we only have it in the dark blue, but it comes in other colors too. And then with Miss Brittany, I made this cute little 2-strand with the magnet clasp. So that turned out really nice. I used the cubes that came from Stars Beads, and then the Jesse James bead strand worked out just really great in this design. Ooh, Sue said she did a quad wrap that turned out really nice. I love that. Susan, I hope so. I hope so. She told me I was a really nice mommy afterwards. And you know, mommies' hearts melt when they hear that. So I'll take it. Oh, thank you, Brenda. I think you mean my bracelet I'm wearing today. Yeah, I think this was a kit once upon a time. And maybe I got, actually, this might have been a collaboration with Sam's Bead Shop with these cute little flower beads. I love those. Okay, so let's unbox. Let's see what Sarah's got in her mail bag here, okay? So this first one is something I bought at TGBE from the bead place, and it arrived, and I have yet to be able to open it. So I'm going to open it now so that we can take a look. Let's see if I can figure it out. What did I order? So I've got this cute little bag here. I have a feeling this is a little bag for the girls. Look at that. How adorable is that? Because there's two of them. I think that's just a present from Sweet Abby. Look at how fun these are. So if you're not familiar with the bead place, it's owned by Abby, and she's just the sweetest bead store owner you can imagine. Look at all these cute little, they're going to love this. What a treat this is going to be. Oh my gosh, there's still goodies in there too. Oh, I think there's a little pendant in here. Oh, look at that. I think I'm going to start crying. I love my bead family. I bought these kits, which I'll open next. I bought them to do with the girls. So I think Abby knew that, and she tossed in this little sweet treat for them. Please check out the bead place. It's just beadplace.net for kits. And make sure you follow them on YouTube because she has some of the best projects. I feel like she just has such good taste. Her colorways, and she just has a lot of unique projects. So she put those in there for me. That was special. Let's see what else we've got going on in here. Here's my kits. So this was the kit that I ordered. Did you watch this presentation for Midwinter Market? I thought these were just so pretty. It's a little seed bead holder, and I think your cabochon fits inside of it. And I bought it in 2 different colorways, and I was gonna sit with the girls and try it out, but I think they can manage this. I don't think it'll be too tricky. I know, Brenda. Isn't that so sweet? I'm kind of glad I opened this live so that you guys could see how generous and sweet Abby is. She's the best. So that's the package for the girls. It looks like it came with a really fun little package of seed beads, and then it has some other DIY how-tos tossed in there. I have another package here, so I'm going to look at that. Oh my gosh. What in the heck, Abby? Oh my gosh. She put so much stuff in here. She is a fantastic teacher, Paula. She's a really sweet teacher. A Luna bracelet, and look at all those big whole seed beads too. You know, I bet the rolla beads fit on the Luna bracelets. I hadn't thought of that before. That's probably a really nice fit for those. feel like I had grabbed those. Let me see. Abby has these really cool Luna bracelets. And I bet the roller beads fit on them. That's exciting to think about. So there's a bunch of them in here. She also put this fantastic big heart. I love that. I'm excited. What could this third package have? Oh my gosh. Do you guys get this excited when you unload stuff? Oh, it's another bag of like fun little cutesy stuff. Some wood beads, some roller beads, some big closures. Oh my gosh. Very cool. I feel so loved, Abby. So sending you lots of love. And Thomas will tag you in this video, I'm sure. Well, that was awesome. That was exciting. So that was my midwinter market. I also ordered the Big Shot. I'm going to be honest. I don't know when I'm going to use it. I just couldn't help myself. I loved Eileen Hull so much. I just jumped right on it. Oh, Gloria says, oh, yes, I have roller beads on a lunar bracelet that she designs with as well. That's awesome. I had never thought of that. Those two things going together. That's so smart. The Luna bracelets are really fun, and you can pick those up at thebeadplace.net if you want to check it out. That was a really fun package. And I just could not agree more. She's a fantastic teacher. And they really try to do good video quality and make sure their videos look really awesome. Okay, so this one came from my friends Beads to Live By. And this is Cassandra Spicer. She started a subscription box this year. And hopefully I'm not releasing this too early. Kristen, maybe you should look and tell me. Is this supposed to wait till like the 17th or something? I'm not going to spoil it just in case. Why don't you, can you look and see what she said in her email? Hold on, Kristen says. Oh. Okay, this last one is from JTV. And I'm going to be going on JTV next month or the month after. And so they usually send me a bunch of things to make with. And I thought it would be fun for you guys to unwrap it and see what I got. Oh boy. So I usually make 2 sets of designs. Oh shoot, I can't release Cassandra's stuff. I'll hold on to it. I was so excited. Anyway, I'm glad I thought of it before I kept talking. All right, so this is what JTV sent me. Look at this. Look at this bag. I don't know what clasps they're expecting me. Maybe I have to do earrings and a necklace because there's no clasps. But look at all of these bead frames. It's like a massive bag of bead frames. A massive bag of check glass. I imagine this is scoop check glass, so that's always a little tricky because you can't make the exact same thing, but I see some really beautiful like red hearts in here. I don't know if these are like almost like a pine cone texture in that teal color is really pretty. I see some dark blue flowers. Ooh, look at that big shiny crystal in there. That's going to be fun. So I have that. And then they sent me, I think this is mother of pearl. And it's a bunch of different shapes. So I don't know what I will make yet, but I'm very excited about it. I'll be making like 2 sets of jewelry, and I'll have a couple of demonstrations to show you. But I thought it would be fun for you to see where it all starts. This is where it starts. And then the next thing, I got to make something, right? All right. So that's my unboxings for the day. I think I'm like stoked on all this stuff from Abby. It's like super duper exciting. She's so sweet. She's probably wondering why I haven't sent her a thank you note, because I've been so crazy busy, you know. I think I'm going to get my Galentine stuff out and play around a little bit. Look at all this stuff that I still have left. Do we have a trio that has the purple and the copper in it together? I'm so curious. They're such a pretty color combination. I feel like what color would go well with that? Should we make our own trio like on the spot right now? And then add it to the website. My coworkers are gonna die. This is pretty. The purple and the tanzanite are always pretty together. What do you guys think of that? Oh, I don't have a teal, but I do have a turquoise. Let me see if I can find a full spool of it in here. Most of them look like this because it's my favorite color. So when I get a spool of it, I end up using a lot of it. How's that one? Ooh, I love that. Yes, Jody. That looks good. Actually, is that my bracelet again? That turquoise and purple? I love it too. Is this a trio already, Kristen? Yes, exactly, Nancy. Not another one. The blue, purple, and teal. Oh, take the copper out. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Look at that one. That's pretty. Very springy. I love it. What do you guys like better? Do you like the copper, purple, and turquoise, or do you like the tanzanite, purple, and turquoise? Or do you like the spinel, which I think looks like the color of the year? If I can find a spool of it here. That would be this one. How's that one look? Purple, pink, and teal. Oh, Becky's going with pink. I feel like that sounds like our Mom Rocks trio, Becky. Oh, they're liking the copper. Liking the copper. I like the copper too. It's a really pretty color. Awesome. Well, I guess we're going to make this we'll make this a new product for Friday too. And everyone will take a collective sigh. Sherry, you should try, look at the website and look at Mom Rocks. I'm pretty sure it's pink tourmaline, purple, and turquoise. Let me see where I made this one. I'm pretty sure this is Mom Rocks, which is very pretty. You guys are totally right. I love that one. It's so nice. This one's different though. I don't think we've done this color combination, which is surprising because as you've seen, we have lots of color combinations. Okay, well, let's see what we can make with what we have left here. I even have a little bit of that epoxy sculpt left, although I'm not sure what I would make with that today. It's very tempting to make one of those connectors like Kristen. That was really pretty. who has finished off their Galentine's kit and who still has lots of beads left. I'm curious to know. I mean, these are just great with just an ear wire. You almost need to do nothing to them, right? They would also be really an interesting like lariat ending or front of a necklace ending if they were layered. That's kind of fun to think about. Let's see. These are fantastic. I mean, who doesn't want a big sparkle bead? A big whole sparkle bead. I do. What gauge are they? All of the wires are 019 medium diameter. So it's our most commonly used diameter of Soflex beading wire. It will fit a pretty small hole, but it can handle things that are more abrasive, like glass, mineral, metal, etc. Sherry says that she is all finished. So much fun to have beaded along. That's awesome. Becky says, love tassel earrings with tassels made like that. I know, they're really fantastic. I see some of my teacher friends at our local school wearing earrings like that. They're like maybe like a decade younger than I am, and they look fantastic on them. Let's see. Jody says she hasn't started yet, but she's hoping to start working on it soon. So many projects, so little time. I hear you. Anissa said she wire wrapped up a crystal or wrapped up in a crystal. Okay. I think I answered any questions. I'm going to keep going. Okay. So, these are pretty great too. I have a couple of those left that are pretty. Wonder what that would be like connected on there. These also are great for just the bottom of an earring. I was looking at these too. These cute little drops. They're like a teal color. Sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Oh, those are pretty. So I'm thinking a necklace would be fun. I'm wondering about the wires going through this big hole bead. These can also be good if you're doing like a stack of Soflex bracelets. If you put it through here, then it keeps them attached so they don't fall apart. If you've seen my demonstrations for those, you'll know what I mean. But sometimes I'll make layers of like bangle bracelets using Soflex. And I love a big hole bead to kind of hold them all together. So that's why I was kind of looking at that, wondering, do I want to save that? I have this one too. Do I want to save that for that kind of project or go for it here? The other thing I can do if I'm doing like a lariat style necklace is I can probably have this hold the two ends together, which that might be the good deal. And then I could use this on a bracelet and save that one for that purpose. These purple cubes are like my favorite thing in this kit. They're so pretty. I'm glad I was able to include those. Let's see if I got a couple more. I'm going to add that there. We used up a lot of the gold metallic stuff in here. Use something like that. And I'm just playing around, you know, no specific purpose in mind, except for to make something pretty and enjoy my life. And boy, did I need this today. It's been a little hectic this week. We had a big Valentine's Day party with my homeschool group yesterday that I put together. And it went great. It was so much fun, but also exhausting, you know, as any of those things are. You put a lot of effort in and make it special for the kids. And then you, at the end, you're like, oh, I'm so tired. And the kids are like, why is it over? I'm so sad it's over. Do you hear them singing in the other room? Do you know what we watched for Valentine's Day, you guys? We watched The Sound of Music for the first time, and the kids were so in love with it. It was adorable. They've never watched a musical quite like that. And then there was a love story too, and they're older, so they're starting to like recognize what Valentine's love means. So it was really, really fun. Hi, Jermaine. How are you? I'm so glad to see you on here. I feel like I don't get to see you enough. Is that one of your favorite movies? It's so sweet. Do you hear them, Sherry? Oh, they're always playing music and singing, but they're off to softball practice here, so it should quiet down pretty soon. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I'm going to attach this. I'm thinking about a braid with the 3 colors way up the back, and then I'm going to come back down in. So let me see how I can put this together and, you know, engineer this to come together. So let me start out with the copper wire to attach this part. And I'm going to make it a super long strand because I'm going to do some braiding, and that'll take up a little extra space. And it's better to have too much than not enough, especially when you work for Softlex and you have a lifetime supply of Softlex. And then, of course, like Christy said, you save all your little bits and pieces, and you can use them in the epoxy sculpt. You can also use them to make earrings or jump rings or other little components too. Oh, is that it, Jermaine? Are you always usually gone at this time? That happens. Well, I'm glad you're here today. It's good to see you. All right, I'm going to grab my crimps. There we go. If you haven't got a Wonderland kit, make sure you get in there and get one and join me next month for a live Zoom. It was really fun to be able to talk with you guys and have voices and faces talking back. I really enjoy that. It's part of why I've really been doing a lot of the live beading parties, because I really enjoy talking to people, but it's a lot harder to do it on here because I have to read all your comments and keep on top of them, you know? So I'm going to attach here and crimp. My magical crimpers are going to make a little 4-corner ravioli, and then I'm going to turn and crimp again. You're probably going to hear our new puppy go a little berserk when the girls leave for softball. So I'm preparing you now. She, like most puppies, she gets a little worked up when there's coming and going. All right, string and attach. And my mom hurt her ankle. She's doing okay, but she normally walks her in the morning, and she hasn't been able to take her on a walk in the morning. So I'm probably going to take her after I get done here. But you know how puppies, they have so much energy and they need their walks. Like, they can't go without their walks. What happened to my bead? I just noticed this. Wait a minute. I'm missing part of my bead. Shoot. I guess I have to switch that bead out. I could switch it out for this one. This is a nice bead too. It's fine. You get what you get and don't throw a fit, right? That's my new saying forever. If you guys, I saw that Kay had made that little image of me about people have been beading since the beginning of people. This will be my next one. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. And that's it. Spoken by a true mom of 3. All right, so I'm attached there. Now I'm going to attach 2 more colors and do some braiding, I think. So the next step is I would need to add another crimp. Claire says, oh, she sprained her ankle recently, but luckily her dog has managed well with reduced walk. She's nearly 5 now. That helps. Yeah, that helps. Shadow is not at the age to have reduced walking. she needs 1, if not 2 walks a day. So I'll get out there probably tonight and get her a nice walk in. And that'll be good for me too, right? That's my mental health time to decompress a little bit, get fresh air, get some sunshine. Those things all help when you're having a tricky, busy life. All right, I'm measuring a pretty long length. Let me see about how long. I'm going to say 2.5 feet. It's probably what I'm measuring. Again, it's probably more than enough, but I'm going to be careful and do more than enough, right? I'm going to take both wires, string it back into my crimp tube, my 2x2 millimeter crimp tube, and then bring that crimp tube down to my beads as close as I can get it. And then I'm going to come in again with those magical crimpers, making sure I'm centering that crimp tube inside of there and compress. So I've got my little 4-corner ravioli time, friends, and then turn it on its side and make the meatball. And now you're all officially hungry for dinner. All right, go around and around it. And then we're going to go in and snip. I think we got in over our heads on the softball thing this year. I didn't realize, I knew soccer was hard and I thought it would be kind of like soccer, but I think softball's even harder. At least here in our neck of the woods, the schedule is a little, it's a little intense. It's a little intense, I have to say. Okay, so I'm going to start braiding. You can braid any 3 colors of soft flex. It's a really fun way to use trios together in one design. I did want to go through here, and I do want to add something into my braid that is going to anchor, because I'm going to come around and I'm going to braid all the way around the back end. And then I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to make a second dangle, maybe a little bit longer than the first. And this is going to hold it together. So one thing I can do is I can add a couple beads here that won't slide through so that sort of anchors it in place. So before I get too far along here in this braid, let's start thinking about that. Which beads make sense? I'm thinking these little coppery beads might work. Let me send one of those down. So you just string it onto one of the strands and then you just braid. And I'm going to do it on both sides, but I have to make sure I have enough of them to do it on the second side as well. So let me see what I have here. Yep, just enough. Jesse James Beads is so good at adding just enough of those little spacer beads in their mini mixes to make it easy to make a really nice design. So although this may pull through with just one, once I get my second strand in there too, it's really not going to pull through there very easily. And that'll ensure that this doesn't just pull right up and off my braided section. It'll be kind of like a stopper, basically. Okay, so now all I have to do is braid and chit chat. I know, Marianne. Shadow is saying, take me to softball. She's obsessed with balls. She's part Labrador Retriever, and any ball she sees, she gets very excited. So somebody, actually her previous owners were asking about seeing her because they're moving far away. And I told them, you know, I can meet them, but after softball practice. And one of them said, oh, well, we could just come to softball practice if you want to bring Shadow there. And I was like, no way. I would never take this dog to softball practice because she would be so obsessed with all of the balls. It would be it would be a total and utter disaster. So I was surprised, since they're her previous owners, they must know what the obsession that she has with these balls. But I was thinking, if there's a place where I could fence her in and the girls can hit softballs out to her, that would be ideal. We could practice softball and she could get a good run in. So I'm going to have to figure that out. I know, Maria. It would be total torture. She would be like, why can't I chase all these balls? Let me off of this leash. So we settled on going to the dog park. She gets her final set of shots tomorrow for her 1-year shots. And so we're going to meet up at the dog park so that they can say bye to her before they move out of state. Of course, they're super sad. And they're her family. So I'm hoping, you know, we can stay connected and they can still follow Shadow and know she's okay. She kind of hit the jackpot, family. So I'm going to keep braiding this all the way around. I know that sounds crazy, but I think it'll be helpful to see how the other side works. So I think in this case, it's worth doing a bunch of repetitive work here on a live. I usually try to avoid that, but I think in this case, it's just important. So what you'll see my hand do is I'm braiding, and then what I do is I take my fingers and I run them through the 3 wires to make sure that they're not getting wrapped up in each other. And you can also like put this in a macrame board. You know, there's plenty of ways to secure it down. You can add seed beads. So if you have some of those beautiful seed beads from Cassandra Spicer, you can add a seed bead each time you braid and give it a little bit of a glossy texture. That can be a lot of fun to play with as well. Any of these little fire polish beads can look really pretty. Plenty of options. Oh yeah, she does like a Frisbee too. Totally. Thank you guys for all sharing your pets with us in the VIB group. It was so fun to see all of your little cats and dogs. I think we even had a pig, if I remember correctly. The owners of Softflex had a pig before I met them. They they had a pet pig that they had to eventually rehome because this little tiny pig grew into a big, huge, honking pig that was hard to keep up with. But it's always fun to hear stories about their pig because they're quite smart, from what I understand. And this pig one of my favorite stories is they would put like Cheerios, I think it was, in a pool, like a baby pool outside. And the pig would get in and it would spin in a circle till the water was spinning. And then it would stop and stand with its mouth open and just let the Cheerios pour into it. I thought that was so funny. Animals are great. They're very healing when you need a good friend, good loyal friend. They're always there for you. And happy, I think, anniversary or birthday to Kristen's doggie. I think she just had a birthday and she turned 15, if I remember correctly. It's pretty cool. 15's a great age for a dog. She must be living the good life. All right, where are we at? We getting close? Almost. So I like to make faux lariats. That's basically what it is. It's not two open ends, but it's two ends that kind of are linked together in some way, shape, or form. In this case, we're using a bead to link them together, which I think can be really lovely. So I'm braiding with soft flex. I saw someone said they've never thought about braiding with soft flex. And I wanted to mention, not only can you braid 3 strands, but you can also braid 8 strands. You can use it on a Kumihimo disc. You can use it on a knitting spool. You can use it for macrame and do a knotted design. There's tons and tons of things that you can do with this wire because it's so flexible and so strong. Claire said someone that lived near us had a pig and was always interesting watching it go for a walk. Did they use like a leash and a halter? That would be so funny to see go by. Damien, I think you and Mark need a pet pig. He's nodding his head in the background to me, you guys. Kristen said 15. I know, so crazy for a golden. Aw, what a lucky dog. That's awesome. I'm glad she's still doing good. Okay, we're getting closer. Kristen and Thomas, when is our next live sale? Is it next Tuesday? Already? I feel like it might be a Mike live sale from Mike's private collection. Maybe you guys can check the calendar and let me know. This Tucson trip just totally threw my schedule off. I feel like I haven't quite been able to get back on track since it happened. And I gotta figure it out one of these days. Ooh, I only have one of these beads, and I think this bead is so pretty. And it kind of matches this color scheme. So I think I'm going to add that one in maybe on one of the sides. Ooh, I don't know if it's going to work. Maybe. We'll try it. Let's see how this goes. All right, I'm going to test it around my neck to see where it's coming in. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to replicate what I did here. So I'm going to put one of these beads on here and braid. And then how many did I go? Oh. And then I put it on here. Somehow. Why am I stringing while holding the wire so far away? I don't know. Trying to hold too many things at once. Okay, I don't think I braided too far down. I'm going to go just maybe. There we go. Okay, I'm going to grab my crimp. And so I've got a gold 2x2 millimeter crimp tube. I'm going to take all 3 wires to string that one crimp. Tuesday the 21st. Is that next week already? My life is flying by me. I don't need to worry about that big bead yet because I can pull these strands down through it pretty easily. So I'm just going to let this be what it is so I don't have to have that in my way. And then I can go ahead and crimp. It's going to be kit day before we know it. Anissa says she thinks JTV may have some of our crimps. Yes, they definitely do. Claire said, oh my gosh, I thought they were earrings and got more confused the longer they got. I bet you did. Were you like, what is she doing? No, they're 2 ends to a necklace. I think there's something wrong with communication. In general right now, communicating seems extremely hard. So it doesn't surprise me. See now how that, because the 2 there are going to hold from this floating above it, and that holds the 2 ends together. So now I can come in here and decide which color I'm using. I used copper on this side, so I'll probably use copper again. And then you can make it the same length if you want to. I like to change it up when I have like 2 strands coming down. So I'd like to think about how I can make this one just maybe a little bit longer, possibly. So I have all the beads here to make the same thing, but let me kind of play around with it to see how we could adapt it ever so slightly. Maybe I keep that, but then I add something else in here. Ooh, those are kind of pretty. Or do I do like this purple? It's really pretty too. We can add a little more purple. And then a copper. Is that enough of a change or will that feel funky? Let's see. Triangle go. Oh, what's going on with this one? It's got something stuck inside of it. I'll get a different one. All right, let's see how they stack up. It's not quite the difference I was looking for. I wonder if there's maybe a few more beads in here I might throw in to just playing around. Do I add another bead like that? Do I add that more in the middle? Are those the same size? Can't tell. Maybe I can add those in here. That'll make it substantially longer. But let's see what it looks like. So much of beading is just trial and error. Try this, try that, and then try this again and see what happens next. Okay, so this would be the attachment down here. I kind of like that. I feel like the longer feels a little more chosen, you know, like I did it on purpose. Whereas when it was almost closer, it felt like more like I made an error. I added a bead in and I didn't mean to. Oh, that's smart, Susan. She said, add the bead in that wasn't broken. Oh, that was a good idea. Why don't you stagger the crystal beads? Yeah, that's true. I see a lot of looks great, like the longer look. Yeah, I think we got there eventually. Sometimes you just kind of got to play with it, right? Okay, so now I'm going to add my last crimp. We're going to go through the top of that beautiful triangle and back in again. We'll pull that crimp up to the beads, and we want to kind of match up our two loops. So many of you still have this exact kit for Galentine's. If you didn't get it, it is sold out, but there's lots of other bead options on our website. We have lots of different bead mixes and things that can be used in a very similar fashion. In fact, maybe I will do some pairings of bead mixes with trios and post it onto Instagram. And then you can think about how you could make a similar design, maybe not the exact same one. Maybe it's a different tassel at the bottom, or maybe it's a charm. Maybe you use the new TierraCast charms that we're putting up on Friday. That's a real possibility as well. All right. And there we go. I'm still going to use these in an earring, I think. I feel like I would wear them all the time, especially if it had a purple bead with it. Would be super cute. I love that. I don't think I've seen Jesse James beads have these in their mixes before, and I just think they're so adorable, this little charm. Okay, let me get my stuff out of the way. I may still use this to make a bracelet too. Not today. Today I have to go walk the dog. But someday. All right, let's see if I can get as much of this necklace in here as possible. So you can see it's a nice long necklace. It's got these cute little triangle charmies at the bottom. We made it so that this won't just loosely come off, but it kind of gives a little bit of movement to the necklace. It'll kind of move up and down inside of it, which is nice. And it holds those two ends together. So it's kind of a faux lariat, two separate strands that are connected. And that's it for today. Not bad for not knowing what I was going to make at the very beginning. But is that really that unusual? Probably not, right? All right, so good. So good to hang out with all of you. Let's see what Claire had to say. She said, how are those small cutters different to the side cutters, please? Relatively new here. Are we talking about these cutters, or are we talking about the crimping pliers? These are Italian precision cutters. We use these for cutting soft flex and craft wire. Some people really like to keep those two things separate. I've found that these do pretty good over time doing both. And then I replace them maybe once a year, and I do quite a bit of cutting. So they're decent. They're not the best cutters I've ever owned, but they're definitely on the top of my list. You can find those on our website. Magical crimping pliers are what you'll use to crimp wires together, and that compresses the crimp into a little round ball. Oh, Barb says, are you using the medium wire, or do the trios packs come only in one size? Most of the trios color packs only come in the 019 medium diameter. So that is the most commonly used diameter of beading wire. We do have some multi-size packs. I don't think those are on sale. I think it's just the color packs, which I think is almost exclusively 019 medium, our most commonly used color. Thank you so much, Maria. You're the sweetest. Let's see. Is the crimper you're using specifically for a certain size crimp? It is a 2x2 millimeter crimp tube. They come in sterling silver, gold filled, and also, so I've got gold filled and also an oxidized. I love these and don't use them nearly enough. An oxidized black color, which is really cool. So sterling, gold filled, copper, oxidized black. And you can find those on the Softflex Company website. You could even find a package with all 4 colors, which can be really nice. Jennifer says, so many options for mixes, charms, wire. We have it all. We do. We try to. We like to keep moving through it and getting new because it's fun to have new beads and things to play with. So thank you for always being on the journey with us, everybody. It was really, really lovely to be with you today. I feel refreshed, as I most often do when I get a chance to sit down and make something. So remember, if you're having any sort of hard time this spring for whatever reason, try to get your bead mat out and get your hands working and your creativity flowing, and it will probably make you feel a lot better. And then also make sure you walk your dog. That helps too. And that's my advice for today. Thank you for spending time with me. I hope you guys take advantage of that trio sale. We haven't had a sale like this in quite some time on the trios. So it's buy one, get one 50% off at softflexcompany.com. It's good through next Tuesday. I will be back on Friday. We'll have the brand new Faith line from TierraCast. We'll have Tracy Proctor from TierraCast with us at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to go to the event and click going so you get reminders. And she will be opening the Chocolate Kiss design kit, and we'll also be looking at all those new parts. And then I think I scheduled her to come back in just a few weeks and design with the new Faith products. So that'll be a lot of fun too. We'll get to see her twice in just a few short weeks. So I'm looking forward to spending some time with her. Therapy and beading, Jennifer says. Get over to your bead mat. Marianne's going to take her cat for a walk. That sounds perfect. If anyone has a pig and they take their pig on a walk, I want a picture. I got to see how that works exactly. All right. Love all of you. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you on Friday. Bye, everybody.